Hello and welcome to the JR's Gaming Podcast YouTube channel. Now, this podcast has been running for about 6 or 7 months now, where me and my best friend and co-host Rowan Fern sit together every Saturday and talk about Nintendo and Japan and likewise, our favourite subjects. And we've decided to upload it all to this YouTube channel. Now, I'm not going to get every single 30 episodes that we've just recorded and smack it all onto this channel because it would take a long time and it would just be kind of weird on a whole. So I'm just going to carry on uploading the episodes as they have been from our latest episode, which is episode 30. So if you want to check out all our old episodes, please go and click on the link in the description below for you to go and check out all our old episodes, all the way from episode 1. We've been recording this podcast for 30 episodes now, so to celebrate, I've opened up this YouTube channel where if you're on YouTube and you want to listen to us, you can just click on us here, and who knows, maybe in the future we may move to visuals. But anyway, for now, hope you enjoy this channel and this podcast. In the meantime, do consider subscribing to this channel and subscribing to our main channel, which is JR's Gaming, and following our social medias, which will all be linked in the description below. But for now, I hope you enjoy this episode. Hello and welcome to the JR's Gaming Podcast, where we talk about the rise of Nintendo and what this great gaming franchise has in store for us in the future of gaming, and of course, the country from which it was born, Japan. I am joined, as always, by my co-host and good friend, Rowan Fern. Rowan Fern, how are you doing this week? What have you been up to, mate?
I'm all right. I've been modding. I've been doing more modifications on my 3DS.
Nice. No, I suggest that was fun. At the same time, pretty annoying because you got to take the entire 3DS
As a matter of fact,
to get the SD
card
out.
So it's just there. Like I keep the screwdriver in my room. I just get it, unscrew the screws. There's 2 screws, so it's not really much of a hassle. And then you just take off the back. The SD card's there. Put it into the adapter, and that goes into the computer. And then when you're done with all the modding, and I've just gotten used to it.
Yeah, I can guess it's probably quite annoying for some people who do have a new 3DS, guys, new 3DS XL. In order to get access to the SD card, you need to literally take apart the back of the DS,
I don't know why.
which is
I think
not
there
great.
must be a reason for them to do it because, micro SD cards hold a lot more memory because I've got 64 gigabytes. So.
Exactly, they hold more memory, I believe, because the 2DS only goes up to 32 GB. That's the highest SanDisk memory card you can pop in there, and it's really easy though. On the other hand, you can just pop it in, pop it out. I'm sure they could have thought of another way that they could just pop the micro SD card in there without having to take the entire.
But I've
apart.
just gotten used to it. I've been taking it out every day now. I've put Doom on it, the original Doom, which was a PS1 game.
I was going to ask you, what have you done with it?
An SNES emulator on it, so I can just dump a load of ROMs into that and play SNES games. I mean, it's really good. I mean, I can play. Now I can fulfill my dream of playing Monopoly SNES version on the go.
Woo! So you got SNES. And you've got Doom. Anything else you got from the Universal Updater on the 3DS?
Universal. I mean, I think there's stuff added because the position of things keeps changing. You know when you know there's stuff been added, but you can't quite work out what's new.
Yes,
I know there's new stuff being added, but I just can't find which one. There's Yahtzee, which I don't know who actually enjoys that game.
Have you tried by search? You can search in the Universal Updater when you need to try and find.
Yeah, but I don't know what would I search for.
Oh yeah, you're just having a look, aren't you? So
yeah.
Oh yeah. I mean, for those of you who out there are just your regular 3DS enjoyment people. That's just the 3DS enjoyment people. For those of you out there who just regular average 3DS players don't know what we're talking about. We're talking about modifying a modified 3DS where we add custom firmware to the 3DS, which is really good.
I follow the I just got the SNES emulator, stuck it on the root, and then it was just unwrap it in the menu. But the thing is, I feel like I've seen a couple tutorials of people saying and they never mention that you do in fact need a modded 3DS. They just say, right, I'm going to tell you how to get this SNES emulator, and this is how you do it, and then they just tell you all the steps. And I'm thinking, how many kids do you think have put that in, not knowing that you needed a modded 3DS, and just gone, didn't work, and then everyone's like, no, you need a modded 3DS, and they don't have one. And they're like, oh.
Yeah.
I feel like at the start of every tutorial about that, you need to say you must have a modded 3DS. Because I bet there's a lot of people who tried it and it didn't work because they had a normal 3DS.
I've noticed the same, but I'm a massive YouTube consumer. Being a YouTuber myself and a YouTuber consumer, watching YouTubers all over the place, I've definitely watched more than loads of YouTube tutorials on how to hack your 3DS, and different things to do. And I have noticed like quite a scary amount of videos. They're like, "Hey, you just grab your DS and you just slam in a couple of software, and bam, there you go." And people are like, "What? But what? Okay." They take out a 3DS and they're like, help, I can't, what?"
No, because no, that's the thing as well, because the root of your SD card on your 3DS before and after you've modded it looks completely different. I mean, the only folder that was in it before was Nintendo 3DS. Now that's gone. You've got 3DS, CIAs, like it's just a list, a massive
CIAs,
list of stuff
so
that
many
goes
things,
down.
yeah.
I mean,
3DS
even the original one that said Nintendo, I think it was called Nintendo 3DS. That's gone now. It's just 3DS because it's. I mean, in a way,
same.
you're just modifying the SD card. You're not
It's
modifying the actual
basically
3DS.
you're not actually modifying your DS. You're actually, with a few minor changes, basically what you're doing is you're adding something called custom firmware. Basically, when you hack a DS or modify a DS, it's probably the best thing you could ever do, actually, because there's so much more. I think Ryan would probably agree on this as well. So much of it you can do on the 3DS for free as well. Lack of money. You don't need to be like spending all that money on themes, but you can literally just collect a theme that someone else has created for the 3DS that is usually 10 times better than the original themes, and also, or if not the same. And also, you can do things like you can get emulated games for free, like for instance Mario 64, blah blah blah. Really great stuff you can get
It
on
runs
the
at
3DS.
60 frames per second as well.
Really
yeah,
good.
it runs at 60 frames per second. Like the original didn't run at 60 frames per second, so they've like made it better. Like for you can play like old games at like higher frame rates. It's pretty cool.
There's just so many things you can do. It's just amazing. Like I've just been blown away at the amount of choice there is with the modded 3DS. And ever since I've introduced Rowan to doing it, I think those of you who've been listening from day one would know that I
yeah,
did it
but
first.
I don't know about you, but like before I modded it, I was bored with my 3DS. Like I felt
Yeah,
like I'd already done like everything I could do
been
on
there,
it.
done that.
And then no, because like if you look at my DS now compared to before, the amount of software that like is on it now, because I download pretty much. If I'm on the Universal Updater, I look and that looks cool. I'll get it. I don't even know what it is. It could be completely like random. But I'll be like, oh, that looks cool. I'll get that. And then now my DS, I'm gonna make my. Have you seen those modded DSs where it's just like decked out, like it's just like really because they've made the icons like smaller so like it can fit.
Oh yeah, it's like Ray decked out, so you can like see everything. Like it's a full-on dashboard of apps.
I want to do that. I'll probably make my DS like that because I've got 300,000 blocks left, so I could very easily do that.
You should do like a before and after post on the JR's Gaming Instagram, and like we can see what your DS was like before. That's if you haven't got a picture of it from what it was like before. Never mind if you haven't. But you could do like before and after post. But I just love that innocent joy that you can get once again. Now the eShop, I really want to.
I don't even care that it's closing now. I was so sad at first. But
it's like, wow, never mind. That hack DS refills the joint.
Everyone, this is how you're gonna get through the eShop closure, right? Mod your DS. It'll get you through the eShop closure.
That is it.
It's still some. I mean, the whole feel of the eShop. I mean, there's still mods like there's still homebrew mods of stuff like where there's this homebrew software where you can change the music in the eShop, right? Now, yeah, like. And yeah,
so much you can do.
I've got to be honest. Since I've modded my DS, I've not even touched the eShop.
Same.
About you, yeah.
No, I've not really touched it. It's, to be honest, it's something I really want to encourage most 3DS players listening right now. Go hack your DS. It's free. If you got a 2DS, it's way easier. You don't have to get like
if you've got an original 3DS, the original 3DS has the little SD card on the side as
originals.
Well.
Yeah,
but
originals.
Still, not even if you got a new one, I'd say go for it.
Of course.
But don't put because there's a lot of putting your SD card in and out of stuff, and I'd say when you put it, if you've got a new DS, if you're using a new DS, put the SD card back in because there's a lot of in and out stuff right with the SD card. When you do, leave the back off. Don't screw on the back like every single time you put it back in because that's just going to be a waste of time. Only screw on the back when you finish the whole modding process.
That'd be quite funny. It's a complete utter waste of time if you're just screwing it back on again. You're not going to want to do that. It's going to be pretty annoying. So yeah, if you've got a new 3DS XL like Rowan,
I mean, I'm glad there's only 2 screws on it. At least that's something. There's only 2 screws.
That's good. You don't need like 1,000 million screws going with it. But overall, one thing I'm really I've always been quite. I don't know. I just love a full screen on the 3DS. I love a nice big home menu just that's packed with games. That's packed with, software.
I'm definitely
So
taking it with me on holiday. I'll have every game I'll want on that.
you're going on holiday, aren't you, soon, Rowan? And you're going to be probably bashing out the Doom and the Mario 3DS, all that. Mario 64 and the 3DS.
I mean, yeah, Doom's pretty cool. It is, to be honest, I'm finding Doom a bit.
I
don't know. It sort of startles me because there's a lot of doors you have to open, and the doors like open.
Doors.
Like, yeah, there's like metal doors. You know the ones that rise up, like the metal ones, like garage doors, kind of.
Oh yeah, those things that like like an elevator.
Yeah. There's those are the doors in the game. But every time I open one, there's like 2 soldiers there, like with guns ready, and I have to quickly like shoot them. It's like
so quick, get
really
out of the way.
well on the 3DS.
Oh really?
Surprisingly, how I mean, who would have thought you could take a PS1 game on the go back when. I mean, because the graphics are pretty, because it's 3D, but it's 2D at the same time. That probably won't make much sense, but I'll send you a clip. It'll make more sense.
Then again, that's just like another proof that modifying 3DS is really good, because say you wanted to play a childhood memory game or a game.
Do you think in the future, like PS1 now is like, you can emulate that on pretty much anything, but because back in the day, everyone had a PS1. I mean, they're like, "Wow, the graphics are so cool," but now, like, it's like you can just emulate it on your 3DS. But do you think in the future that like PS4 or PS5 games will be able to be emulated? I think they will.
I think so.
Now we think like, say for example, Call of Duty, right? The latest Call of Duty, we think, or GTA. Wow, the graphics are so cool. But I bet in the future, like 2060, people have been like, "What do you mean? I got GTA 5 on my new whatever it is, the new handheld at that time." So.
Yeah, definitely. I think it's definitely like something we kind of take for granted, if anything, because if you think about it, what's different 20 plus years ago is extremely different now. So 20 years into the future, what's going to be different? Like, you've got the iPhone 14 right now. It's like, whoa, that's amazing. Like, worship it, adore it, kiss it, buy it for £1,000. And then 20 years later,
like,
you got an iPhone 14. Ha ha ha. That's very, very sad. So it's like, well, in the end of the day, I think these things, like emulating old games that are just a good hidden gem. Because say you wanted to play, in general, say you wanted to play some old games that you played on the PlayStation 5, or just some old games, which I'm sure a lot of people love to do. I played some Chinatown Wars recently.
That game's so good.
It is. It's so good. GTA Chinatown Wars.
Judo, I was actually complimenting getting that on like card, but with Twilight menu, you can just dump like loads of DS cards, can't you?
You can get actually, you can either get Twilight menu, as Ron just mentioned, for free, and you can get that game for free and emulate it on the 3DS, or you can actually go and you can buy a game for about $20 or less. And
how much is the game? Did you get it on card then?
I got it on card actually before I hacked my DS, so I wasn't open to the fact that I could get it for free on emulation, but I did get a card.
I mean, there is I think Twilight menu itself, the process of like adding it takes around half an hour. Like, there's a lot of stuff that goes into it. So, I mean, but like, I'm contemplating doing it because it sounds like, honestly, like quite good.
Oh yeah, it's definitely good. And also, one massive thing I wanted to talk about today, around the whole thing of hacking, I've got 2 things to talk about. And one thing to talk about the whole modifying hacking DS is the Pokemon aspect. Now, Rowan, do you love Pokemon? I'm sure you do.
Yeah.
We talk about this.
Who doesn't
like Pokemon? Pokemon's the best thing.
I found out as well with CTGP7 that someone, or it's not CTGP7, but someone on Mario Kart 8 has made a mod where you can play a Snorlax.
Really?
Someone on Mario Kart 8, not that, and it was on Mario Kart 8, and I was so
wow
that like it was on 8 and not 7. If anyone's out there listening, you've got the capabilities, please do add Snorlax into Mario Kart 7 because I'd love to play as him.
You heard it first. Yeah, to be honest, I absolutely totally agree, and I think I am hoping that this will happen because CGTP7 is relatively new, actually.
Is it?
Yeah, it's relatively new. It's only been around for 2 or 3 years where they've actually created a hack. There's updates. There's constant updates.
You can find a lot of custom characters on Game Banana, but that website mainly has all the built-in characters that are already there.
Exactly.
There's other Mario. There's Santa Mario for Christmas, Pumpkin Mario for Halloween, but on the surface of it, most of the characters that they're offering are already in the game. So, but I
So
think they should. Not many people are making custom characters for Mario Kart 7, which is sad. But I think
considering Mario Kart 8's got a massive range, you can play as a Pokemon, for instance, in Mario Kart. So
but the fact
CGCP7,
someone added Snorlax like in his own cart as well. Like,
that is
please,
so fun.
if you want to, the person who made that, surely like you can make it for 7 as well.
Oh
If
yeah,
you made it on 8,
I'm definitely it will happen because there's constant updates, isn't there, for all the modded softwares?
Oh
so...
yeah, as well, and as well, like don't they add a lot of new characters because each time, because sometimes you'll launch CTGP7 and it'll say like there's a new update and it'll just
exactly.
Or there's a new patch. I think they say it's a new patch. I think
a new pack or patch, patch software basically is added, and this is what I'm talking about, guys. Playing the 3DS is worth it again because there's updates I can look forward to, every 2 months. I think the next update should be soon. I'll pop on there, and God knows, maybe Snorlax will be there. Hopefully.
I'd be so happy if
we need to get some modifications. But anyway, on to my previous topic. It's similar to the whole. Well, you need a modified DS to do this. But Pokemon, Rowan, I'm pretty sure being a average Pokemon player yourself, video game player, and myself, Pokemon, it can be quite annoying, isn't it, when you've done like a game. Let's give an example for me, for instance. I got Pokemon Y, and I was like, well, I want to kind of transfer all my good Pokemon that I've caught on that game onto Pokemon Moon. I was like, well, I could just get the Pokemon Bank. Got Pokemon Bank, you need to pay for it. And then I'm
also,
like,
as well, Pokemon Bank does not work. I tried it once, it didn't work, deleted it immediately.
Exactly. Do you know why? Because number one, you need to pay for it, and number two, you can't pay for it because the shop's been shut down, which is bollocks. Because
but it never worked anyway. Like no, every time I tried it, it just never worked, no matter what I did.
Even if you tried to pay.
No, I didn't. No. Do you have to pay? Because I got it off eShop and I didn't have to pay for the actual download.
Oh no! Oh yeah, no! You get it for free, but the actual when you launch it from memory, they ask you have to buy a poker pass, in order to transfer your Pokemon, which is ridiculous. It's
really?
just it's nonsense.
Yeah, maybe that's why I deleted it. But I remember trying something with it. Maybe
that's probably why.
You can get it off. What's it? Universal Updater. But again, what's the point when you've got what Judah's about to tell you? So,
well, guys, don't fear. No need to worry, because PKHX is on the run, and I don't know why it's got such a bloody complicated name. It's really hard. PKHX EX, that is small e and a capital X. So PKH small e and then an X. I'm pretty sure for all of you advanced gamers out there, you know what this is. If you're not, then I'm about to explain what this is. But basically, this is a software you download onto your computer, PC, laptop. And so basically, what you do is you can create your own Pokemon on there from
scratch. You can make it level 100. You can make
it level 100.
Strength, you can give it
strength.
Anything.
You can give it absolutely anything. You can make it a shiny. You can use this for Pokemon from the latest Pokemon game, from Pokemon Arceus all the way right down to Pokemon Black and White. So this is an extremely.
So you could literally transfer a Snorlax that you caught on, say, Pokemon Sword, right?
Yeah.
All the way down to Pokemon Yellow.
Yes.
Really? Wow. That's
so yeah, not only can you create your own Pokemon on this software, you can also transfer Pokemon with ease.
So it's Pokemon
game
Bank,
to
but
game.
just better.
But way better. So you can modify your own Pokemon, give them any item you want. It is kind of cheating, I would say, but it is if you. It depends what you use it for, to be honest.
It depends if you go online. If you go on, or I don't know, but if you.
If you go online, it definitely is. You could get banned if you say I created.
And if you go in with like. If you're near the start of the story and you go in with like 6 level 100 Pokemon, then I think the game's gonna notice something's up.
Yeah, like I got, for instance, if you take a Groudon that's a shiny, and then it's got like moves if you give it moves that it can't actually have, and you make it.
Wow, you can give it moves it can't actually have.
Yeah, you can. It's amazing.
But yeah, I recommend if you don't use it for malicious purposes. Only
don't use it for malicious purposes. Yeah,
it's kind of a rare. Okay, you gave me a couple Snorlaxes. One of them was shining.
Just a couple
I just say that casually. Yeah, you gave me a couple Snorlaxes.
Yeah. I mean, for some people may argue it takes the fun out of it because you can't catch shinies. But no, it's not. There's nothing wrong with it. It's just
basically Judah gave me a Snorlax that he caught on Pokemon Y.
Why? Yeah.
He transferred it to Sun, which I've got, and then he gave it to me, and it was a level 15, right? He
Yeah.
also gave me a level 100 Gyarados and a level 100 shiny Snorlax. Now, the first Pokemon I've got in I've got 3 Pokemon in the lineup, right? I've got the Snorlax, the level 15 Snorlax. I've got Gyarados, which is level 100, and I've got, thirdly, Judah gave me this really rare Japanese Pokemon that's name's literally in Japanese, isn't it?
Yeah, it's a Japanese Pokemon. It's in Japanese. It's actually Groudon, Growlithe. Groudon, I think it's called in Japanese. It's katakana for it. But
yeah, I've got those are the 3 I've got, and the first Pokemon I use is the level 15 Snorlax, just so I can let them have a chance first, and if they're giving me a hard time, then I'll switch to one of those other ones and just completely obliterate them.
Yeah, true. And also, basically a rundown of this PKHX. You do need to get an app. Let me run down.
It is a
quick
long
tutorial.
process, but because I remember being on call with him while he was doing it, and you were getting quite like, oh, look, it's taking so long. But...
That was my first time though. Now it's really like a few seconds. Bam, and I've got you the Pokemon. It's in the
well, I thought you were setting it up then. I thought the setup takes long, is what I'm saying.
Oh yeah, the setup's a bit. You need to get used to it. It's quite a few buttons to press. But basically, first of all, you download Checkpoint you get Checkpoint off the Universal Updater, or just scan the QR code.
I think that comes with it, doesn't it? When you first mod the DS.
I think so. I think so. Yeah, sometimes it doesn't. So.
Oh yeah, no, it depends on what version. I'm pretty sure you use.
Yes, so I think the latest version does have Checkpoint installed. So yeah, you got 16. So yeah, you had the latest version. So when I did it, I didn't get Checkpoint, so I had to download Checkpoint. Right. And basically, what you do is you back up your game on Checkpoint, and then you take out the SD card, pop it on your computer, and then of course I can't explain all the rundown because people will be like nutted out their brain about what we're talking about. But basically, you basically extract the file. We'll open up the file, go to your 3DS, open Checkpoint, open saves, open the main, and then open Pokemon Moon, or whatever you saved it as. Say it's Pokemon Moon, and then bam, all your boxes off your PC box, and all your Pokemon in the boxes in the game will appear on the screen in your PKHEX Pokemon. But let's just call it a Pokemon bank, all right? In your Pokemon bank online, and from there you can simply say, do you want to take 5 Pokemon from your bank? You can just select the ones you need, save them to a file on your computer by dragging and dropping them, and then save your progress by pressing File in the corner, Save PKM, or Export Save. Export Save is the best option, and then basically open, then go to File again, open Pokemon. Say you're trying to extract it to Y. Open Pokemon Y. Open that save file that you've backed it up. Back up both games, basically. Back up both games that you're going to extract for. Open up the second backed up game on your SD card that you've saved on Checkpoint, and then that will open up the menu, all the boxes of your Pokemon in Pokemon on Moon. Say you've just closed down Y, and now you're opening Moon up. All your Pokemon that you've caught on Moon will appear. Choose a box that you want to put in, box 1, box 2, or if you've named it like grass or anything, and it'll be there. I've actually got the software in front of me. I'm looking at it, and and you can, and then you open up the file that you've got those transfer Pokemon from the other game, and just pop them in one of the boxes. Save your progress. Then this is a very important part I missed out when I first did it. Go to Checkpoint. Don't go straight to your Pokemon game thinking, oh yeah, I'm going to use my Snorlax out. Woo! You want to do is you go there. You want to go straight to the Checkpoint, then press back up. Then you press restore software. Then you restore it, and that somehow flips it. So it basically puts the Pokemon you just transferred there. And then bam, you've got those Pokemon there, straight there. Now, it did sound very confusing and utterly hard because I'm talking through audio, but if you watch a tutorial on YouTube, which I will link in the description,
don't follow this. Don't follow
my advice.
Judah wasn't that's not a substitute for an actual tutorial. He was just explaining it in sort of like a simplified form. So
unless you want your game to go to die, don't follow my advice. I did give a brief rundown, but yeah, I'll link a tutorial in the link of this episode description along with our other stuff. But yeah, it's basically an alternative Pokemon bank where you can create your own Pokemon from scratch. And from shiny legendaries to just general Pokemon that you want. And then you can also transfer Pokemon from game to game, from Pokemon Yellow to Pokemon Arceus. All of that stuff, you can transfer it.
If you want to, Pokemon Arceus.
If you want to, with Pokemon Arceus. Yeah, not many people want to, because Pokemon Arceus is a trash game. And I actually was with a friend in town yesterday, and I was speaking to him, and I was like, we were talking about we're in town going through CEX, the game store, and we're looking at these games, and my friend said to my friend, I was like, oh, do you know, what do you think of Pokemon Arceus? And he was like, oh, it's pretty rubbish. I was like, yes.
You said that?
I said to him, what do you think of Pokemon Arceus? And he just like, oh, it's rubbish. I'm
glad.
Yeah, so there again, it's actually widely controversial. Many people don't like it. A couple of my friends
because as well,
the
main thing that's confusing is they normally come out in pairs, don't they? Pokemon game. That was just
that's a side game. It's a side game that just didn't make sense. I mean, there's a couple of Pokemon games that
actually back how people back it. I mean, each to their own. But like, how on earth could you actually say with a straight face, oh yeah, this game's pretty good? Like,
I love it. I love this game. No, but basically, Pokemon have always had their games, officially released, usually with, I don't know, like a color or something. Like they've always had side games here and there.
Gold and Silver's like, is that an old one as well?
Gold and Silver's pretty old. Then they kind of ran up the ranks. Eventually got to Pokemon Moon, but they also have done side games. For instance, they've done like Go Pikachu, Go Eevee, other things like that. They were really good.
But that's still 2, isn't it? Go Pikachu, Go Eevee. That's still 2 games.
Oh yeah, it is, isn't it? I'm talking about like other. I'm trying to think of some. But they've done basically other Pokemon side games by Game Freak, and they've always been a success. For instance, Detective Pikachu. That was a side game that Game Freak created. Pokemon game.
What can you tell me? So wait, you can catch other Pokemon in Pokemon. Detective Pikachu.
No, you can't. You can't catch Pokemon. It's a wholly different entire storyline. But
I wouldn't say that's a Pokemon game. I wouldn't say it's a proper Pokemon.
It's not a proper Pokemon game, but it's Pokemon. It's very hard to understand.
Pokemon. Yeah, it falls under the Pokemon category, but it's
exactly. It's not your genuine Pokemon game.
If you can't catch Pokemon. So it's like a story-driven game. Then it's not as
it's more of a story. It's more of a story game, but it's all 3D and stuff. It's really cool. I'm playing through it right now, and I'm gonna say right now, I'm giving it about an 8 out of 10. It's really fun. And then actually, they made an entire movie on the game because the storyline was really good. Man, I saw Detective Pikachu. I said to you, Rowan was a bit shocked. I said I hadn't actually watched it yet, so I went away and watched it. And Rowan, wow, was I impressed?
I mean, I've had it on DVD ever since it's come out, but like it's a really good movie.
I was impressed. It's another example of Nintendo.
And I asked Judah to spot. Did he spot Snorlax the whole time? And he
did.
Said even when there was chaos happening like around like the city or whatever, he was just sleeping his problems away.
Yeah, he did sleeping his problems away. I love that. Basically, spoilers alert. But yeah, when there's chaos happening in the Pokemon Detective Pikachu movie. With the actor I played Tim Goodman. Basically after all the chaos happens with Mewtwo, basically Snorlax is just like lying around sleeping the entire. Like I love how they literally have snippets of Snorlax just sleeping on a sidewalk.
He appears in the background of some scenes as like a little secret.
I mean, I think during the opening of Detective Pikachu, they had when the main character Tim Goodman goes to the City Rhine, and you've got it's got the opening to City Rhine, which is really nice, and you've got like all the Pokemon and humans walking around, and then you've got this like Snorlax, and it's like it's sleeping on the zebra crossing. I have this vivid memory of that. It's on the zebra crossing. But this is another example of Nintendo, basically. The whole having a say in the movie.
It always confused me. I always thought, whose Snorlax is that? Who actually owns that Pokemon?
Yeah. Is it someone Snorlax wanted here? It's left him on the road. Oh dear. Maybe he was just sad. I don't know. Someone left their Snorlax. Yeah, basically, if you haven't seen Detective Pikachu already, I recommend it. It's a really good movie. It's one of those movies where Nintendo have actually had a say, and it's been a success, a major success. Definitely a massive success, and I loved the film. I'm going to give it a 10 out of 10, solid 10 out of 10. I loved it. They did awesome, solid 10.
I watched it on the way to I can't remember what it was, but it was like a long trip, and I have this portable DVD player, pretty cool. So I just put that in Detective Pikachu in, and it was a good film. Like I just yeah, I watched it on the way. It was, I mean, that wasn't the first time me watching it, but that's just an example of me like watching it again, because like the like watchability of it, if that's even a word, is like really, really like good. You can watch it like for as many times as you want, because some movies like you watch once and like you never watch again. Like, you know what I mean? Like this.
Yeah, it's like a never again watch, but this is like a movie I would definitely watch again.
I'm so worried about the Mario movie. I just gotta say, I'm so worried.
I am kind of I'm a 50-50 because considering Nintendo have actually pulled it off with Detective Pikachu, right? They pulled it off.
Yeah, but that
I'm like, will they pull it off with Mario?
Pokemon, that's the thing is with Pokemon is they don't have like a voice. They do. They make sounds and stuff, but like it's very easy to mimic those sounds. Mario's voice is like a signature voice. Where if you change it, then I don't know. I think a lot of people are with me though. I think a lot of people don't like the voice.
Yes, there have been a lot of issues going around saying, you know, why did Chris Pratt not put on an Italian accent, or at least why they ditched Chris Pratt, or respect to him, and get an Italian guy to do Mario. It's all a massive thing, and yeah, the movie and all looks perfect. Like, I thought the trailer was really fun and good. It looks actually really good until it got to Mario's voice, and I was like, no.
Yeah, the only problem is Mario's voice. At first, I was like, Toad's voice is a bit weird at first, but it's fair play, really. I mean, you can't really put Toad's original voice.
Yeah. I mean, someone can't sit for like 5 hours doing voice acting, going. Bah, bah, bah! They're gonna end up with. They're gonna end up with like a really bad broken throat.
But
and probably mine.
But like Mario's voice, if his was just good, like I mean, like you said, Bowser's as well needs to be a bit deeper. But like if his was all right, I wouldn't actually.
Yeah.
I mean, visually, everything's perfect.
Visually wise, it's perfect.
Yeah. Like visually
really they put time and effort in. Yeah.
Everything's really good apart from his voice, and like it's just. I hope they do something with it. I hope that's not the final product. Because they've got like they've got about 7-8 months to like fix it, really.
They've got 7 or 8 months to do some things about
it. Next April, isn't it? Yeah.
So, I mean, I'm pretty sure they will look at the feedback, and I have seen the feedback. I sent you. I think I sent you on WhatsApp, Rowan, a video where someone actually put Mario's voice over Chris Pratt's voice on a YouTube short.
Yeah, I've got another one as well. I'll send you it. Like they did, like using AI. Like they did one where. Like using Mario's voice. I mean, I prefer it. Like,
I preferred it, even though it wasn't professional. I thought, you know, that's how it should sound, if you know what I mean. Actually, that's what puts the cherry on top of the cake, and it's a pretty big cherry. It's Mario's voice. You can't get.
I'm going to show you the original Charlie Day as Luigi because it was a funny video. It wasn't. It's not the official, but it's what someone like put together to like.
Yeah, like a parody.
Parody, yeah. But they took Charlie Day from like another film and like put. Like animated Luigi. It's if I mean we didn't really get to see much of the Luigi in the trailer. I hope more information about Luigi does come out.
Definitely, we didn't get to see much of him, but I'm interested to hear Luigi and stuff. But yeah, definitely, it's an important film. It's Mario. Come on, Mario's a massive franchise, as is Pokemon. They pulled it off with Detective Pikachu. Will they pull it off with Mario? Let's see and hope. But anyway, and I've been pretty excited this week. I'm into things, not Pokemon, apart from Pokemon, Yu-Gi-Oh, which is another commonly played game. Yu-Gi-Oh is a Japanese card game. You collect Yu-Gi-Oh cards, Ryan, from memory? Used to anyway.
Used to, yeah. I gave a load of them to a friend because, like, I didn't. Well, I couldn't like. I just didn't like. I think he was. He was like leaving like. I think it was like a leaving present I gave him. Like it was just a bunch of my Yu-Gi-Oh cards. So
nice.
Yu-Gi-Oh. So
yeah, I mean Yu-Gi-Oh is really fun. Sadly, the guy tragically passed away he drowned when saving some people from a disaster or something. The guy who invented it. Yeah, the Japanese dude who actually forget his name now. I should know this, but the Japanese dude who was like the director, you know, the inventor of Yu-Gi-Oh. He passed away tragically earlier this year, just a few months ago. But he was trying to save some people that were drowning, and he ended up drowning himself. So it's terrible. It's terrible what happened. But he's always left his legacy in the amazing game of Yu-Gi-Oh. And I've got to say, I'm not an immense player, but I do play it, being a fan of that sort of thing. And my good friend of mine, he's actually going to the tournament currently as we speak. He's now playing. Probably his 5th round. He's playing in Leeds. He's up in Leeds playing the Yu-Gi-Oh tournament in Leeds. And he called me up before the podcast. He was like, you know, he lost the first round. He drew the second round. And he's looking forward to this round. And then he's got a second tournament again next week in Leeds, and the prize is a PlayStation 5, which he said to me he's not going to win because he knows he's not going to win it. And I think there's also a Nintendo Switch on offer as well for free for the 2 winners or something. So yeah, kudos to him for going all that way to Leeds to play Yu-Gi-Oh! And all of you right there, I just want to say, who are listening, who are into Yu-Gi-Oh! And doing it right now, best of luck to you all, because I do know we have now 5,000 listeners. I'm guessing there are a couple of people in these listeners that play Yu-Gi-Oh!
Probably.
It is literally a massive thing in the UK. The UK's a lot of teenage culture here in the UK play Yu-Gi-Oh! Apart from Pokemon. But yeah, best of luck to you all. But anyway, news of the week. Rowan, basically, I thought of this fun little activity. The people have put together a list of the best handheld
now, how
games.
many? If these are all the handhelds, then I don't know. How long are we going to be here for?
We are definitely not going to talk about all of them, like we usually do. We're going to be like, the Game Boy, da-di-da-di-da-di-da, 5 minutes later, da-di-da-di-da next, because we'll be here for another 2, 3, 4 hours, because there are
a lot of
many handheld games, and even this list doesn't pull it. These are just the best handheld games. There are more consoles. There are more handheld consoles out there that are actually have not been released to the West, that Japan invented, that they never put overseas, which is quite interesting, because I've seen some videos of YouTubers who have gone to Japan and they've got the McDonald's TS, like weird things, like the Nintendo made products that only stayed in Japan, and so did Sony, so did a bunch of other big gaming franchises. They created back in the day consoles, and they still have got consoles there that the West knows nothing about, and people collect them and bring them back, and they're like, what the hell is this? Because they're only available in Japan. But yeah, Rowan, we love handheld consoles. We are a big fan of handheld consoles. Let's dive straight in to the list. What's the first one on the list, Rowan?
Nintendo Game Boy.
Knew it.
The original.
The original Game Boy. So it says here, the Nintendo Game Boy first launched way back in 1989. All these years later, Nintendo still reigns supreme with the superb Switch OLED. However, with the continual rise of mobile gaming and newcomers such as Steam Deck entering the market, handheld gaming is experiencing something of a resurgence. It is enough to get us all gooey inside about the glory days of portable play. That's why we've put together this little list of our favourite portable consoles from yesteryear to date to make us beam from year to year, which is kind of.
Are we reading out every single one? Otherwise, we will be here.
No, I'm not reading out every single one. But basically, the Nintendo Game Boy is like the true daddy of all handheld consoles. It says that at the bottom, not my own words. I think that's going to be very nostalgic for a lot of people. And to be honest, Rowan, this is a big piece of stuff that we have to respect here, because this was the very first Nintendo console kind of thing that was portable.
The very first portable Nintendo console.
Yeah, because you had the NES and stuff. That was kind of all wired into a wall, though. You couldn't like stick it in the car with you. But the Game Boy, you could just slip it into your jacket pocket and pull it out whenever you needed it, just like a 3DS or a Switch.
You know something? Are you allowed to take whatever you want to college? Because I'm thinking about putting my 3DS in the backpack.
Yes, you are. I actually had a friend bring a Switch to college last week, and she was like,
"Was it a Switch Lite or was it a Switch?"
Just a Switch, like a normal, red and blue. Yeah. And she was like showing me Pokemon Eevee. Let's go Eevee on it.
And someone bought on the way to Alton Towers. Like when I went to Alton Towers, like I don't know, about coming up to a month ago now. It was someone bought on the minibus their Switch Lite.
Oh wow!
I don't know what they were playing on it. I'm not sure what they were playing on it. It wasn't a game that I recognised, but still, like they. So I mean, I guess Switch Lites are easier to like carry around and stuff.
I was gonna say, like, if he's bringing his Switch Lite on the rides, then that's like the worst idea ever.
No, because he bought a backpack and put like all this.
Yeah, because you're playing Mario 1 minute, and then you're screaming and you're upside down, and bang, your Switch is flying all the way to the bottom of the ground.
Also, I forgot to say, I got scammed at Alton Towers, right?
You got scammed at Alton Towers? What is this?
Yeah. I mean, I make it sound a bit more malicious than it was, but basically, I think the machine was just broken. Because what I did was that I went past this giant claw machine. Like it was one of the giant ones, right?
When a giant Snorlax.
No. It was a giant claw machine, right? And then there was this that like it had in it was there was a giant Mario plush in it, giant Yoshi, giant Peach, giant Toad, like giant Luigi, all of like they had all like the characters in there, but they were like giant versions of them all. So it said £1 for I don't know, it was like 4 plays. So I put £1 in. It didn't give me any plays. And then I tried pressing it, but I tried like moving the stick and nothing would work. So I'll never get that £1 back.
No! Did you like tell the staff?
There wasn't any staff around. The Alton Towers is a big place, so like I'd have to. It said like walk. It said if you on the machine, if you need assistance, walk to this, and that. And we looked on the map, and it was like miles and miles away from where we were standing. Like how we're gonna have to go all the way over there, ask for assistance, then walk all the way back, just so I can probably play the claw machine and not.
Sounds kind of sketch to me. Alton Towers like quickly making their money by stuffing a load of 10 times the size Mario figures in a tank, and then like, hey, you have to walk 5 miles away to get.
To be honest, it was I probably would have just lost the money anyway because claw machines are the most rigged things on earth.
Still could have had a chance though. What if it was the last go before we actually picked it up?
I mean, there was already one play on it before I got there, so someone had already tried to put about 50p in to play, and it didn't work. So that should have been a sign for me to turn back. But I was just like, it was so weird because the claw machine was outside, which is a bad thing. I mean, what are you going to do if it rains? Like, that's probably
maybe why. Yeah. I mean, to be honest, I was gonna say if it did work, I probably would have spent at least £20 on that sort of thing because I would definitely try and get hold of a giant Yoshi to get on my bed or something.
£20 is worth it if you win. Because actually, no, I saw someone before I even went on the machine because I didn't know where he got it from. Saw someone was walking with a giant Mario. Look, 2 people were walking right.
Giant Mario
in one hand, Yoshi in the other hand. So he won 2.
Should have robbed it off him. You should have used your friend's Nintendo Switch Lite, whacked him around the head with it.
But
and then got the Mario with it, and then ran off.
No, or I could have just took the game out and put it in his mouth because it's got that like nasty stuff on it to stop children eating it. You know that?
Oh dear. No, I didn't. I was like, what's he on about?
Stop it. Do you know what stop and go is?
Stop and go. No.
It's stuff that you put on kids' fingernails to stop them biting their nails, right? And it tastes like disgusting. It's got this really bitter taste. And what Nintendo have actually done is they've put that on all of their cartridges, right? So kids don't want to chew the games. So I could have just took his game out and shoved it in his mouth, so it tastes nasty. But that's the point.
Still is Mario now.
It's actually a smart move on Nintendo's part.
It is a smart move.
Games,
I think we also need to get that and apply it to my little sister's hands because she bites her nails as if they're McDonald's burgers or something. It's really just silly.
This is all besides the point, right? He was walking, giant Mario one and giant Yoshi in the other, right? So I was walking. I was like, he looked at me, I looked at him, I nodded and said, "You want a Mario?" I think this is on Kudlard's log or whatever. So I nodded and said, "You want a Mario?" And he was like, "Yeah, do you want it?" And I was like, "Oh, can I have it?" And he was like, £20 and it's yours. I said, "I got 15." He said, "No." So I was like, "Okay then."
He's like, "No, not today. And 15 quid ain't happening."
I only bought because I only took out 20 quid to go. No, I only took out 15. I mean, I took 15. But if I had an extra 5, I would have just given it, and I would have said, "Yeah, give me that Mario."
You only needed that extra 5, and you could be reclining on your Mario's lap.
But then I looked
while
it
you did
up,
the
and I would have
podcast.
got myself. I missed out on a good deal because he was being. I can understand why he rejected my the £15 offer. I looked on Amazon, found the exact same one. It's 30 quid. So
wow.
I would have made £10 profit off him if I actually just paid him the 20.
That's a good deal. Yeah.
So I'm just forever beating myself up that I didn't have an extra 5.
I bet in the future you're gonna like carry like a 20 around now. You're gonna go around Alton Towers looking for the same guy, hoping, praying that he's gonna walk around the corner with another jumbo-sized Mario.
And I'll be like, this time I've actually got the 20. He was well within his rights to reject the £15 offer because I would have made £15 profit off of it.
you would have scammed him. Oh dear. Anyway, you should have asked him how he got it. Did you like break into the machine, sir?
I mean, I'm not even sure.
Then he
I
would have
think
made his profit.
There was multiple machines that had them because on the way out, I noticed someone else who had one as well. So people were winning these left, right, and centre.
Oh dear. How do they do it? Who knows? Nobody knows. But anyway,
if you were at Alton Towers, or if you were at Alton Towers on the 29th of, I think it was September, right?
Yeah.
And you had a Mario, how did you get it? Where did you get it? I don't know what I'm saying because no one's probably listening. You go, Alton Towers, right? Let's move on.
Yeah, no, everyone at this point is switched off because they're hearing an Alton Towers rant. No, I bet they're not. But I bet you guys are right now wondering, come on, get on with that list. So yeah, tangent are out the way. Nintendo Game Boy, as we were saying, yes, it's kind of like the all-star go-to first ever Nintendo game console that was put out there. And yeah, it was a big shot. I remember it was My dad was saying, back in the day, in its glory, it was, really, really
I think
fun.
they're going up and up in price, aren't they? Because it's vintage.
Yes, although in Japan you can get one right now for a really good price. Wink, wink, nudge, nudge. Because the yen is weak. Go get it while you can.
The what is weak?
The yen, the Japanese yen money.
Oh, yen.
Is
wait,
really
there are prices.
Yeah, so the yen's just like right now in the UK, the British pound is like worthless. Like the price inflation has gone through the roof. It's terrible. People are losing their homes, jobs, businesses. Well, in Japan it's the opposite. It's going right down, so the yen is almost worthless because it's so cheap. So right now, all the tourists are bursting into the country, spending all their money, dollars,
so they're transferring
pounds,
their
euros
currency to yen, so
to yen, and they find out they're super rich. Yeah, because you find out like in the UK right now we've got lots of money. We're trying to keep it up because of inflation.
You can get a PS5 in Japan for like 10 quid.
Probably. Well, maybe not 10
quid,
but
like 100 to 200.
Maybe quite a big discount. Yes, you could because of the yen. So
that is
people can
absolutely mad. But if it's region locked, then it'll be in another language, and I can't.
Although the Sony headquarters in Japan though, and they do all the just like the Nintendo store, they do nationwide products. So you Ryan, will still have the right. You'll still be able to get a PlayStation 5 perfectly in English. For a good price.
I don't need one yet.
Doesn't need one yet. Yeah, but anyway, Nintendo Game Boy is then followed by the Sega Game Gear. Now, the Sega Game Gear is
Oh yeah. Oh no! Please tell me we're not. There's so many. If we're actually going to spend that much time on each of them, then
we're not going to spend each time on each of them. We're gonna skip some. But Sega Game Gear is kind of like if you think about it, mysteriously, even though it's not exactly Nintendo base, it's Sega. It's kind of like a 3DS. Can you see how the cartridges are kind of mysteriously 3DS like?
But I'm sure they're much bigger than a 3DS though.
Yeah, but so basically that came out a few years later, and that was color after the Game Boy.
Oh yeah, that's what Sega had over Nintendo was color.
It's color, so that was bigger. Then getting next was the literally looks like a taser that a policeman would pull out and shoot you if you were doing a crime. It's a Galaxy Invader 1000.
Who actually had this though?
Who actually? Yeah,
I've never heard of that.
I've never heard of the Galaxy Invader 1000. It's basically a game where you play all sorts of things like Space Invaders and stuff. And it's just really weird. It doesn't even look like a game console, but it is. And I want to get one and put it on my shelf now because it's weird and collectible. Next of all, we have the Neo Geo Pocket Color, which was massively the Neo Geo Pocket Color. Pretty sure you would have heard of that. The Pocket Color was famous for getting playing a lot of fighting games on there, like 2D first person sort of fighter games like Street Fighter, blah blah blah, and you could play that in color. And again, it's that 3DS sort of look coming out here as well with the NSK sort of design. And then Ryan, the Game Boy Advance, probably almost getting to 3DS, aren't we, Ryan?
Yeah.
At this point, it literally looks like a 3DS with just no. We can see it's really funny to see the evolution of this because you can see the A and the
Game Boy Advance. Game Boy Advance is a good console.
Yeah, the Game Boy Advance is a great console. It's got you can see the A and look, Ryan, have you noticed? If you look, I'm looking at it now. It's got the first Nintendo features on it. You've got the start and select buttons.
Start and select.
A, which was on the first one, and then you've got the A and B buttons, and then you've got the power kind of LED light, and the Nintendo logo. So you can really see. This is like the evolution. This is like the evolution of 3DS, like the evolution of Pokemon, the evolution of 3DS right here. Game Boy Advance was the first thing to crawl out the water. Then you had the weird-looking walkie-talkie, whatever the hell this is, PC Engine GT.
Who had that?
Who had it? Who bought it?
Breaker, do you copy? Like it's like literally.
It literally is
like a police walkie-talkie.
That looks like a police Game Boy. So it looks like it's an NEC. It's not even made by Nintendo. But it's
like CB radio or something.
It was hideously expensive though, priced at $249.
Not now though, right?
No, yeah, probably same. No, right now 189 quid. So
what's so special about it?
I don't understand. It literally looks like a bulletproof Game Boy trash. It literally doesn't look like anything special. Can't judge too much.
What can you
but
play on
it's
it?
bad design.
What games are on it?
We have TurboGrafx 16 games console, UK and Europe. It's called the Turbo Express in the US. I'm so confused. I don't understand what this one is. Let's move on. Sony PlayStation Portable. This was kind of.
This is a really good console.
This is a really good console. This was really good.
PSP.
Yeah, PSP. It came out in Japan in 2004, and then it came to the UK and the US a year later. So Japan released this, kind of trying to compete with Nintendo, basically, and they did pretty well actually. Really good. PSP.
PlayStation hadn't been a portable thing for PlayStation's always been like a home console as well as Xbox, so to see this come out was a big thing, I think.
And in 2004 they had big hits like Wipeout and God of War, and you could play it portably. So yeah, they did score quite big here. PlayStation, they thought well, and PlayStation is a whole new world in its own. Like you've got Nintendo and you've got PlayStation, which is it's never been a portable. Not gonna lie, it's never been a portable thing. It's never gonna be a portable franchise. It's always been a sit down in front of your TV franchise. But it's always been fun. Like there's games you can play specifically for PlayStation. They're always going to stay on PlayStation. Like there's really fun games that only are going to run on PlayStation best. So yeah, it's a whole entire war. So yeah, the PSP is a pretty fun little console, and I wish I had one. Really good, and I'm guessing a lot of people have memories with this. Next up, we have the Atari Lynx, which is a Japanese design. It was the Lynx. It was full color, and it was 16-bit hardware. It was a geek's choice of device. Had a massive speaker, and again, not great to be honest. I'm not really a massive fan, but yeah, a great little thing. Great little thing if you're liking that sort of stuff. Tiny screen though, very smaller than a Game Boy. So then we had the what was next?
Sonytronic 3D.
Yeah, the Sonytronic 3D. What do you think of this?
It looks like the Virtual Boy, which got cancelled, didn't it?
Yeah, it basically.
Virtual
my dad
Boy.
had one of these, the Sonytronic 3D.
Did he?
Yeah, he had one, and it was basically a VR. It's like the first sort of VR stuff, and I remember putting it on, and it was basically
good or bad?
It was like a shark game, and you were in the water, and then a shark came and ripped your head off, and I was only 5 when I watched it, so it's terrified me.
How would you rate the realism of it? Like, did you feel like you were actually there, like VR's supposed to do?
Well, I was about 5 at the time when I put it on, so I found it pretty terrifying because a shark came and attacked me. But I'm gonna say it was pretty bad for what it was.
I mean, for its time, it was probably good, but now we've got new VR headsets and stuff.
Yeah, it wasn't really.
So you didn't feel like you were actually there, like
it's more of a gimmick. Like you could move around.
Another world.
Yeah, you could move around in there and stuff, using the buttons and turn the sound on. It was okay. I mean, back in its day, it was in the 1900s, late 1900s. So like it would have been quite fun then and there. And when I did put it on from memory, it looked quite graphically interesting until the shark appeared and ripped my head off and made me cry. My dad had to comfort me and tell me it wasn't a real shark. Yeah, definitely, it was definitely okay. But not, it's not really talked about because it's not really a big thing. And then Rowan, the banger that came into the scene, Nintendo DS. The Nintendo DS, which kind of wiped out all those out of the water and took over the Nintendo DS. Nintendo have been planning this over the years, and they banged it out in 2004. They stepped in. I like how they stepped in and like stamped on the PSP quite quickly with the Nintendo. And
but what happens next is good as well. Like, but carry on.
Yeah, but they basically the Nintendo, which is a flippable console, so you can flip it up and down. It's got 2 screens, good sound, fun games, very good quality, and it was in high demand and sold out really well, giving Nintendo a massive boost in the economical money. So, and then you had the PlayStation
to stamp on Nintendo. PS Vita came out.
PlayStation Vita came out. Which
really good console that is. Really good.
Yeah, really good quality. Really fun, but still they've not got 2 screens. So I'm like, Nintendo kind of still won on that front, but
2 screens, yeah.
Well. Yeah,
you
Nintendo...
don't need 2 screens though on everything. Because
I feel that's a unique
thing, then it would be like sort of copying them.
Definitely. Like PlayStation's unique to itself.
And in fact, I might actually get one of these, Judo. I might actually get one of these.
Yeah, I've not ever thought of getting a PlayStation Vita, but I might. I'm always going to be stuck to my 3DS.
Because a lot of if you didn't know, a lot of PS4 games are also available to play on PS Vita, so you can play some PS4 games on the go.
Yeah, so if you want to play PlayStation game, you can get the PlayStation Vita, and bang, it's there. It's good.
When was that made then?
That was made in let's see, PlayStation Vita came out in I think it was around 2005, 6. Yeah, 2005, 6, 7 sort of time. I don't know exactly, but someone will probably correct me.
It might have updated then, because you can now play. And PS4 came out in I think 2013, I think.
Yeah, definitely updated now, the PlayStation Vita. But it's always a little gem if you're like a PlayStation gamer. Then, bang, the Slammer, the Nintendo 2DS/3DS came out. And that was a really cool console.
Well, hold on. Time out. Nintendo 3DS released first, like in 2011. It didn't come out at the same time.
It didn't come out at the same time. No, Nintendo 3DS came out, and then the new 3DS came out in 2016. Was it?
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah, it's in 2016. So these were massive game changers in the portable society. And now ranked, they're always really fun. I'm pretty sure all of you know what 3DS is, because we gambled and rambled about rambled about them and modifying them in the beginning of this episode. But then Rowan and I, this is like the largest of them all, topping most of everything in the world. Nintendo Switch has come out and it's ranked everything. It's basically blasted the charts. It's the most played portable console, and rightly so. The Nintendo Switch, and you can switch the two controllers on the side. And,
now, one thing, right? I feel like I know that the next one on the list is Nintendo Switch Lite, but before we do that, I feel like the Nintendo Switch Lite should have come out before the Nintendo Switch.
Yes.
It was kind of like a step down.
It was definitely a step down. It was definitely something I think that should have been invented. Like, it's a cheaper option, I can understand, but I don't understand why.
I think if it was going to come out after, the fact it's still called a Nintendo Switch is kind of ironic.
I definitely think it should have at least been either released before the Nintendo Switch came out, or the Nintendo Switch Lite should have been released with the Nintendo Switch. So you had two options to get. But it was, instead it was released a bit afterwards.
But the Switch Lite is still a good option if you know what I mean. If you only want to play it portably, then
definitely go for a Switch Lite if you want a cheap and portable option of the Nintendo. But it won't connect to your TV though, so you're kind of stuffed there. So it's literally just a 3DS version of all the Nintendo Switch games out there, which is good. Basically, pretty much. But then you got the OLED model, which has now come out, which is also the bigger and better display, and one more feature added, I think. And I'm going to get one pretty soon. I'm about to give you a full-on rundown of how good it is. But then then also a bit after that, we'll kind of run on the same time. The Valve Steam Deck came
brilliant.
which was kind of trash because
what?
Yeah, I mean it's okay, but
it's amazing.
You've played it, have you?
No, I'm not. But like the fact you can play all your Steam games on the go is brilliant. Like, and I've seen gameplay of it, and it looked like it plays really well.
Oh, really? Okay. All right. I'll tell you that back then. I thought it was a bit of a rip-off of the Nintendo Switch, but if you can play all the Steam games on there, then I'll give it a go too. But I'm not. You don't really hear about.
So you can
Valve
play
Steam
like
Deck.
What games are on Steam? Like you can play Fall Guys on there.
Fisherman's World or whatever.
Fishing Planet.
Fishing Planet. That's it.
You can play Football Manager. You can play GTA if you got that. You can play. Really high graphically games on the go. It's amazing. Like, this is one of the I feel like this is one of the best ones on the list.
Oh yeah, definitely.
Nintendo
I think
Switch first, and then this second. I feel like.
All right then, we'll do it. Second, we've got Valve Steam Deck. Now I've never really heard of it. I've heard of it once. Never really heard of it again. It does look kind of awkward where the controls are placed, I've got to say. This is what kind of made me...
that's what I mean. Why are they so high up?
Yeah, that's the thing I think I'll never get used to. That's why I don't really like it. I mean, it's great you can play Steam games, but look at the controls. If you ever...
I think that's for your palm to rest on. I think I could get used to it, like with enough playing it.
Maybe, yeah,
That's
maybe
just,
you
maybe
get
that's
used
just
to
me.
it, but I'll probably be switching from Nintendo Switch to Steam Valve Deck, and it'll be annoying because
But you
I'm
know,
going from down to up, down to up.
you've got the Steam button there to go back to the Steam to like get like play another game, which is I think
Yeah,
is really cool. I mean, the whole
great
idea of
stuff.
it is just like really good. Like, you know what I mean? Any PC game.
Yeah,
Any.
I'll take my comments back. Actually, I'd say this looks fun and good. And being a Steam player myself,
But like you said, the
looks great.
downside of it, the way the
Mm.
controls are placed, it's not just awkward. It's sort of like they've just tried to cram it into the top.
Yes, and they've got these weird square things on the side.
I
Like,
don't know what they're for.
I don't know what they're
Maybe there's
for,
probably a reason for them, but
but we
I
just
don't
don't
know.
know. Yeah, definitely going to get one of them then. I'm going to probably get one of them when as I build my gaming shelf up. But yeah, that is the kind of main topic of our talk today. Apart from hacking a DS, we've gone through a list of the top handheld games rated across the UK, the US, and Japan. Anyway, Ryan, enough of me. I've done enough talking. There is the game of the week. We're on to our next slot, which is game of the week, and it is
Oh, we're only on
Pokemon.
game of the week.
Yeah, on game. It's been a long episode today. It's been a long episode. We're talking about hacking and then
Alright, let's go.
handhelds. But let's go.
So shall I read it?
Yeah, read it out. What's the
Game
game
of the
of the
week
week?
is Pokemon Sun.
Pokemon Sun. Explain
It
to
was
us what that is,
released
man.
18th of November 2016. Sounds about right. Developers Game Freak. Platforms is Nintendo 3DS systems, which includes 2DS as well. And nominations is Kids' Choice Award for favorite video game, and BAFTA Games Award for mobile and handheld. Now, price in UK is £27.72. USA £37.95. So yeah, I think this is. I really love this game, and I'm glad it's been picked for game of the week. The differences between Sun and Moon are subtle, but they're still there. You know what I mean?
Yeah. For instance, the main one, of course, that I think is pretty obvious is the legendary ones. Like I've got Lunala,
legendaries. Yeah.
and then you've got what's the lion one called?
However, you can transfer
Yeah.
Pokemon from Moon to Sun if you want, and vice versa.
Exactly, through the Pokemon Bank, and you can even create one. So that's already out. That's already done. But yeah, I think there's minor changes to the legendaries. There's one I also want to talk about called the changes to time. I think you're aware of this, Ryan. In Pokemon Sun, they have when you play in the daytime, it's daytime, it's real time, and you play in the nighttime, it's nighttime
Yeah,
in
Pokemon
real life.
Sun's got that. Yeah, has
Yeah,
Moon got that as well?
But Moon is different. If you play in the daytime, it's nighttime, and if you play in the nighttime, it's daytime.
What?
Yeah, it's really weird.
Oh wait, because that's called Pokemon Moon. Oh. To be
So
honest, I do prefer it to be like Sun's version, where if you're playing in the day, because it just makes more sense to me.
yeah, it does make more sense. I was kind of confused when I first. I thought it was broken. I was like, "What? What's going on?" I was like, "What's this? This
But
is broken."
to be honest, I prefer to play Pokemon like in the daytime anyway. Like I just find it like nicer to play. You can see like a lot. It's like more vibrant and stuff. So that'd do my head in. I think if I played like for a night, if I was playing, because I don't play much at night like on my 3DS. So to playing like in broad daylight in real life, and then it for it to be dark in the game, like I just don't know about that.
That's quite funny because I mainly play my games at night, so it's not really been a problem for me because I just pop on there and it's daytime in the game. It's like,
but like on the I'm going on a train like tomorrow, I think. And I'd rather it be like, you know what I mean. You still, I know you like you say like you play mainly games at nighttime, but there's nothing like playing it like at midday where like everyone's like sort of out and about and you got it on. You know what I mean? I don't.
Yeah, and a bit like Animal Crossing as well. I think that's probably a really good game for when you play it. It's the exact same time, same sort of weather, season.
Sun, then. I'm glad you got Moon and I got Sun because I'm
good. Fits us perfectly.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I think I'm not sure of any other differences. Mainly, different Pokemon. Slightly different story changes, minor, but it's just mainly the Pokemon, I guess, and the time difference change that no one really talks about.
Yeah.
But yeah, I think also there is the highly debated subject about Ultra Moon and Ultra Sun. Now, I don't actually own Ultra Sun or Ultra Moon yet. So
now,
yeah,
I want to know. I knew these were a thing, right? But I got Sun because I just thought it's just a standard version. I'm assuming Ultra Sun is just, I don't know, maybe they add more Pokemon to the game. What do you actually know the differences?
I don't really know. I think I did one research on it and I couldn't find that much stuff actually on it. But yeah.
Wait, do you know I think there was this. They've done this before as well. They did Pokemon, Pokemon Sapphire and Pokemon Ruby.
Yes.
They did Pokemon Omega Ruby and Pokemon Omega Sapphire. I'm pretty sure.
Oh, was it? Yeah, it was Ultra. Yeah, they did that before. So Ultra Sun and Moon. Oh, here we are. It says here, what is the difference between Pokemon Sun and Ultra? Well, Pokemon Sun and Ultra Sun. It says, just as Moon did, Ultra Sun and Ultra Moon operate on a unique day-night cycles. When it's daytime in the real world, it's nighttime in Ultra Moon. Ultra Sun will mirror your actual surroundings on the other hand. That's kind of strange because I've got Pokemon Normal Moon.
Yeah, I've got Pokemon Normal Sun.
Yeah, it's... No, yeah. So and then it says that Ultra Sun and Ultra Moon are not sequels, so it's not a sequel. And then it says, should I start Sun?
If that's really the only difference between them, why would you ever buy Ultra Sun?
Exactly. I mean, it says here, should I start Sun or Ultra Sun? And it says here, if it is not a sequel like Black 2 and White 2, where it's Black and White, so it can be fully enjoyed without having any knowledge of Sun and Moon. In fact, I'd go as far to say that since Sun and Moon have a very unfinished feeling to them, it's probably better to not play them before. Before Ultra Sun.
Wait,
and Ultra Moon.
How are they unfinished? It feels like a full-fledged game. I don't know what these people.
Yeah, it's. This is the thing. I've looked online as I have just done now. It's kind of a mystery. Get in touch with us. Get in touch with us to jarlsgaming135@gmail.com if you have. If you've played both and there's a difference, because I probably can't be asked to get both.
There's probably not a difference. I have to say, like, this person's acting like, oh wait, he said it's not a sequel, but it's going to be different. How? Yeah, it makes no sense. Like,
it's a bit sketch. I don't really know, to be honest. But it's
so confused.
The mystery of Pokemon. But yeah.
I'm gonna look up. I'll probably look up gameplay and just see what the difference is, because I can't imagine there's much.
Yeah, I can't really imagine. I mean, I think the same starter Pokemon are in the same as Moon and Sun as well, because like you had Litten, didn't you, as your starter Pokemon, and Litten's also an option.
I chose Litten, but there was 3.
There was like there was the let me see the other 2 Pokemon there were. There was like an owl and a seal. I sound really stupid, so I should know this, but I'm not like a major remember of Pokemon. Yeah, it's definitely a go-to game for the 3DS. It was definitely quite big, and really fun stuff, Ryan. You enjoy Pokemon Sun?
Yeah,
I enjoy Pokemon Moon. It's really good to trade Pokemon within the 2 games as well. But yeah, we're now going to have a quick break, and then we're on to our last 2 segments for the episode. Hello and welcome to the JR's Gaming Podcast. I am Judah Terry, the host of this podcast, and if you are a regular listener to this podcast, you would know that me and Rowan both love hearing feedback from our listeners. Each week at the end of each episode, we have a great time reading out emails that are sent in to us. We read out and answer your questions, comments, and even complaints. So if you have something to say to us, do get in touch and write in an email to jrsgaming135@gmail.com. That is jrsgaming135@gmail.com. T's and C's do not apply. On with the show. Okay, now we're back from the break. Rowan, we have Japanese English gone wrong. We have only a 2-sentence sign here that's stuck to a wall, and it really kind of makes no sense. It's kind of funny as well. Rowan, do you like your good shandies? Do you like your good beers? Do you like a bit of alcohol sometimes? Celebrate good times?
Not a lot. I just not
a big drinker.
Probably the most I go so far. Root beer as well. Root beer's pretty good.
Root beer, bit light. Yeah,
I wouldn't ever just drink like plain vodka. Like, I think that's rank. So
bit of rank, yeah. I mean, no, I've taken shots, but I'm more of a gin and tonic guy.
Don't understand like straight vodka. Like I bet it doesn't even taste like. It's just literally for the purpose of getting drunk.
It's just for getting drunk. It's more, trying to get drunk. It's more of like a challenge type thing, to be honest. Like, can you keep up?
Have you ever been? Have you ever been drunk?
Yes, I've been drunk. Well,
and how is it?
It's, I don't know. It's kind of you just kind of feel really lightheaded to the point where you can't really control what you say and do.
Blurry?
Not really. It's dizzy. Yes, you do feel dizzy. You can't really walk in a straight line, which is like where the saying goes. Don't forget to walk in a straight line if you can. But it's
I've
kind
never
of
been drunk, and I'm waiting for the shall I one day just for a laugh?
no. I wouldn't recommend. I mean, it's something happens. It just
It's an
happens, I guess.
experience, so
It's an
like I
experience.
think everyone's got to experience it at least
Everyone's got
once.
to experience it, but it's fun. Yeah, it's a bit drunk, you know. It's I think I remember getting up after having a couple of champagnes to go to the toilet, and I remember falling over because I just couldn't see straight. I was like, "What's going on? What is this? The world is dying." A bit
Do
like
you
that
like
scene.
hallucinate then?
No, not really. You kind of know you're drunk. It's really hard to explain. If you
Yeah,
ever
but what
ask
about
someone,
people like when they're getting denied, like that you go like you say like you're drunk, they're like drunk? No, I'm not drunk. I'm
yeah,
not drunk.
it's kind of funny because I remember trying really hard once to pretend I wasn't drunk to someone, and then they could see I was trying my best, but I
I
could
know,
tell I was
yeah.
failing
You can
greatly.
never pretend. I imagine like it's really clear if someone's drunk and if they're not.
It's also the eyes. Your eyes kind of go down, and you just kind of can tell if someone is drunk. They slur their language naturally.
You can get drunk on stuff that's not alcohol as well.
Really? What?
Yeah. No. I'm pretty sure. I don't know if you drink.
Yeah.
I don't know about this, but like root beer as well. I think if you drink like a lot of root beer, you can sort of get like that. It's not as
Just go mad
bad.
because you drink too much root beer. Yeah.
It's
I'm
not
not sure.
as bad as alcohol, but like if you drink straight alcohol, it'll be worse than if you just drink like.
Oh yeah, definitely. That's
Yeah.
true drunkenness. You're never gonna get drunk really off anything
You
else.
can get
apart from
drunk off an
alcohol.
ice cream because people are doing alcoholic ice cream now.
Oh wow! How many ice creams is that going to take to get a knockout?
Probably about I don't know a lot, but like
That's about a lot. Yeah,
people
yeah.
they've invented alcoholic ice cream. There's champagne flavor.
Oh yeah, I think I've had
red
one of
wine
those.
flavor, white wine flavor.
Yeah.
So
Yeah, I mean, yeah, it's just something that happens, I guess, when you're having a merry time at a party, a Christmas, a celebration, a wedding. It's gonna happen. It's just something that happens when you drink alcohol to feel merry. But anyway, Rowan, there's a sign in Japan that literally just says near a bar, "Not feel well?" Question mark. Get drunk. That's the answer. Get drunk. Not feel well. Get drunk. Gotta say,
yeah.
this
So
is
if
one
you
of my
don't feel well, if you've got a headache, if you've got a broken leg, then just get drunk. It'll
Just get
fix it.
drunk. It'll fix it. The fix for all life's problems is to get drunk. Literally.
Please don't take that advice.
Please don't accept that advice.
People actually
Don't become an
like,
alcoholic.
The thing is, people actually do that. Like people drink to get over their problems.
All seriousness, yeah, we do joke around, but yeah, all seriousness. Though, for those of you who are struggling with alcoholism, hope you get over it because it's not an easy thing to do. People can get addicted to it. Please drink responsibly. I probably should say that now. Please drink responsibly. This is not a promotion to get drunk all the time and die eventually with a broken liver. It is got risks to it if you're getting drunk.
Because some people like when if they've gone through a tough time or something, they just like crack open the bottle like to get over it.
Yeah, definitely. But it's just one of those phrases that are kind of light-hearted that I definitely want you I definitely want to have on my t-shirt. Not feel well, get drunk. That's just like a slogan for a t-shirt right there.
Merchandise.
That's it. That's the Majar's Gaming merchandise. Not feel well, get drunk. Yeah, Shandy and
£20.
£20. I don't know really what to make of this. It's just quite funny, to be honest. Like, because if you're not feeling well, you don't just get drunk. You go and I don't know, watch a sitcom or something. You don't just down a bottle of vodka, done, get drunk. It's kind of funny. It's just very direct, and just another example of how Japanese English can be extremely funny. I don't think what it's trying to say is coming out particularly well here. Whatever they're trying to say, but.
Yeah,
definitely some good piece of advice there. Not feel well, get drunk. I'm gonna rate that. We need to rate it. How funny it is on a scale of.
I'll give it a
7.
7.
Giving it a 7. Pretty funny life advice that is. But yeah, in all seriousness, guys, do drink responsibly. This isn't a laughing matter. People do struggle with drink and have drinking problems. But anyway, on to our questions of the week. We've got a question here from Kian, and he says, Hey Judah and Rowan, the JR's team. I have been a recent listener of your podcast, and it's awesome what you both do, considering the fact that I'm a literal anime and manga consumer, Nintendo fanatic, and Japanophile. Being a big fan of manga and Japanese products, I've been mildly surprised at the amount of access we have in the UK to products imported from Japan. Manga, figurines, drinks, items, etc. I recall on a recent episode you were both talking about the lack of Nintendo stores in the UK. It is a known fact, being someone who lives near central London, there's only one Nintendo store that I know in central London. Most gaming stores hold a Nintendo-themed section, so a Nintendo-themed store is much more dope. We need more of them. being someone who rolls in the benefits of Japanese and manga stores in London, e.g., Forbidden Planet, I was wondering, do you have any stores/shops in your city that import goods straight from Japan, apart from London? Best of luck, Kian from London. Yeah, I think it's the city I go to a lot, Leicester. I go to Leicester, and that has a few shops in there. Forbidden Planet, you mentioned there, it's got a bunch of like manga stuff in there. And yes, it does have some Japanese drinks like Pocari Sweat, 1 cup sake, which is behind the counter, of course, because it's alcohol, and a bunch of other stuff. That actually no, 1 cup sake is sold in the Japanese drink store. But yeah, what are your ideas? Have you been anywhere, Roma? You've seen Japanese stores or products that are imported from Japan?
No, I know of. No, I mean,
Yeah, it's not.
I've
Yeah.
noticed on the Super Mario plushies in the gaming cafe, they've got they've got that massive basket full of like just Mario plushies just shoved in there, like the official ones as well, so you can get some really good stuff out of that for a good price. And on the tags, they've got Japanese writing, which always makes me wonder: have they originally been have they been imported from Japan or something?
I do.
Japanese
Yeah,
writing on it.
I do think so. Yeah, it's definitely a importation, I think, from the Nintendo Japan. So yeah, I think we do have quite. I'm quite surprised, to be honest, because the city that's nearest to me, which I go to a lot for like meals and stuff, is Leicester City, and they surprisingly do have quite a few stores. I remember yesterday I went to Forbidden Planet, and I was going with my friend because he was getting some Yu-Gi-Oh sleeves for his Yu-Gi-Oh tournament, and I got this poster for my wall, which is actually. I'm looking at it right now. I put it up on the wall. It's massive. It's a big poster of the Himeji Castle, and it's like a whole gothic design to it. I don't know. I think it's like a Tokyo Ghoul-like design, and I got that stuck on my wall, and that's really kind of putting the vibe right in my room right now. I've got an Animal Crossing New Horizons poster because I actually ordered the official Animal Crossing New Horizons book, and I ordered that from America actually because I don't think they do it very much here. I've never really seen the Animal Crossing New Horizons book, and it smells great, Rowan, for your information, because you love the smell of new books, don't you?
Yeah.
So yeah, I put a poster of that on my wall. But yeah, Forbidden Planet, I think, definitely is one of the biggest stores in Leicester, which is kind of my go-to city from where not too. It's like my nearest city to me. So Forbidden Planet does quite a lot of stuff there. And yeah, there are some other stores there as well. We've got some Japanese stores. We've got some manga stores. Yeah, we do. I'm quite surprised, to be honest. We do have quite a good access to Japanese items in the UK. I would say not as good as going to Japan for real and experiencing it, but we do have items imported. Like you've got the special drink where you smash it, and there's like a little glass ball in the bottom, and it goes like it when you drink it.
Oh no, I've seen those.
Yeah.
What's it? No, I've seen those ages ago. What's it called? Dan, do you know? I used to watch. I mean, pretty sure every British kid watched this guy, Dan CDM. Right?
Oh, Dan CDM. Yeah, I follow him and watch him. Yeah. Used to anyway.
Ages and ages and ages ago, in like 2015, 2014, probably even like 2013 or 2014. He tried foods from Japan, and there was that thing, right? And there was the drinks, and he was like, "There's a ball in there. Listen." And then he shook it like there's a ball. And he's like, "What are you doing in there?"
Yeah, it was quite funny because it's a famous Japanese drink that I got one yesterday and drank it with my friend. We went to Greg's, had a sausage roll, and had one of those ball drinks. I'm not sure what they're called. Ball drink sounds very sketchy, but I should probably call it what it's called. But I'll quickly search it up now. It's like it's basically a drink where there's a glass ball in the bottom, and it's quite fun. You have to like use the little green device to smash it, like push it down, and like it easily explodes everywhere. And it's pretty crap when it goes everywhere. But if it doesn't go everywhere, you're cool. And then it kind of like floats around, and it's supposed to stop it from spilling out the hole where you drink from. But didn't really. I tried it yesterday, and it kind of spilled everywhere when I poured it into my mouth. So I guess it's not living up to its name. And it kind of just tastes like lemony lemonade water. It does taste quite nice, but it's not much. You don't really get much in a bottle, to be honest. Yeah, it's graspable drink name. Let's just type it up. Let's see what it's called. Here it is. Yeah, ramune. I think it sounds like ramen, but yeah, ramune. Ramune. I can't say it properly. It's very ramune. It's like a glass. It's basically got a glass bowl in it, and it basically stops. It's just a weird little mechanism, to be honest, for a drink. Why can't you just crack off the cap and drink it like you would with a normal Coca-Cola?
I know, it's just more effort. It's wasted effort, really, isn't
wasted effort, yeah. They've been
wasted effort. I can't believe it.
So, yeah, it's more of a gimmick, to be honest, if you want to try Japanese stuff. But yeah, in answer to your question, Kian, yes, outside of London, we do have surprisingly quite good access to.
Yeah, and London's got to be the most the most of anything, really, like American food, German, anything. Like, I mean,
London's
got
definitely
pretty much everything really you want.
London's got pretty much everything, every single store. So it's good that you asked for other cities outside of London. So yeah, I've not really been to like any particular gaming stores. I went to a gaming store in Birmingham in the Midlands, and I think they had a couple of good Japanese stuff. Birmingham, and not really been to any other ones in the Midlands.
I'm going to, as a matter of fact, is this near the same place, Wolverhampton?
Wolverhampton, yeah, it's not too far actually.
That's West Midlands, isn't it?
West Midlands, yeah. So yeah, we live in the Midlands, but which is a massive stretch of land across the UK and near the middle. Well, I must explain this. Is like, because it's not like 1, 2, 3. ABC 1, 2, 3. What the Midlands are, but yeah, it's basically a bit higher than London. That's all it is. And yeah, the nearest city I go to is Leicester, and Leicester does have surprisingly quite a lot of good stuff, Japanese products. Yeah, but in all, Leicester's pretty rubbish. I don't really like the city. It's just
the city itself. I mean, I go to Leicester sometimes, and the city itself is. There's a lot of nice places within Leicester as a whole, but the city, like Leicester City, I mean, it's
pretty run down. It's all right. Like, there's some places of it.
There's a lot of places. Paynton, for example. Have you ever been there?
Yeah, Paynton's nice.
Paint run down, but
I mean,
Paynton's run down though.
Oh no, sorry, I'm thinking of the wrong place. Paynton's rubbish, actually. Yeah, I'm thinking of somewhere else. In Leicester City,
like near, like a long way down from the Midlands. That's the first thing that came to my mind. It is, it's better than a lot of places. I'd say if you want to live in Leicester, like the outskirts, sort of Leicestershire area.
Yeah, Leicestershire's. Yeah, if you're gonna move to Leicester, it's kind of it's gonna be quite depressing if you live in the city, because the city, central Leicester is pretty depressing. Not gonna lie, it's like it's got especially a bunch of high rises, a bunch of old buildings, very busy. If you stay up too late, you might get stabbed.
That's anywhere in the UK.
Yeah, it's just anywhere in the UK, to be honest. There's a couple of nice restaurants there, a couple of nice stores. It depends where you go. There's an area in Leicester called High Cross or John Lewis, and that's kind of the posh area. It's got all the nice stores. Yeah, but Leicester's pretty. I don't know. It's just kind of a rubbish city. I don't really like it. It's not really. There's a lot of litter on the floor. It's just. I wouldn't recommend going there for a date. No. It's just.
I mean, I agree. To be honest, about the litter. Yeah. The litter, litter's a thing everywhere. Like, people need to stop littering. To be honest.
Definitely, but yeah, Leicester's just. It's just. I don't know. I like Leicester. Like, it's all right to go. It's got some nice stores. It's busy, just like any other city. But yeah, it's just not the best city, to be honest. There's better cities than Leicester. There's better cities. My favourite. Sort of town, you could say, is Stratford upon Avon. That is the place to go and take a girl.
I went there with you one time, didn't I?
Yeah, it is. It's a great place. Me and Rowan, we went together actually. We went to a butterfly house in Stratford upon Avon, the famous butterfly house there, and it was really
a while ago now.
That was for my birthday. It was like a day out. I think we recorded an episode of this podcast actually before we went. So that was pretty fun.
Did we?
Yeah, we did. That was ages ago.
Didn't we? Yeah.
But I would say it's the perfect place to take your date. It's just really romantic. It's got like a river flowing through the entire place.
It's Shakespeare Day, then it'll be packed.
Oh yeah, unless it's Shakespeare Day, because it's literally Shakespeare's face is plastered on every poster that you see hanging up around the town. So yeah, that's kind of a thing. No, it depends if you're a fan of Shakespeare, I guess. But yeah. Back to his original point. Yeah, we do have some great access to Japanese items. It just depends where you look. Forbidden Planet is one place to go, and there are other places as well, other stores. But yeah, great stuff. And I wouldn't recommend Leicester on like a day out because it can be pretty depressing. Particularly
Unless
yesterday.
you go to the gaming cafe, then yeah.
Yeah, there is a gaming cafe.
No. Wait, that's where is that?
Oh no, actually no. Leicester. I'm talking about Leicester City. Yeah, Leicester.
That's of course. That's not even in the city. Yeah.
There's a gaming cafe that me and Ryan both visited once. It's a place called Foss Park, and it's really nice. It's
really nice. That is the quality of
really
that
nice.
That's why I don't suggest living it because the Foss Park compared to the city is quite. I'd say it's better than the city. I mean, it depends what you like as a person, but
definitely,
the gaming cafe is like the really nice quality. Like it's the floors and stuff are like all like really nice. Like the PS5s, computers.
Shout out to Foss Park. It's probably one of the best places in Leicestershire to visit if you're going to go on a day out with your family or your partner or something, because it is literally.
They've got literally everything. Like
everything
there's a row
there.
of like shops. Like
they've got some fields. It's a really nice area. Like, they've got some fields where you can go cycling as well. And they've got
the city itself is like for a day out. Yeah, I agree with you.
The city isn't great, but yeah, there's this place in Leicestershire called Foss Park, and they've got a bunch of department stores, restaurants, and it's all very clean. It's all very new, actually. It's pretty much built up. It's really nice area. Perfect for a day. I actually was due to go on a date with this girl. I think yesterday, and we couldn't go in the end because it was chucking it down with rain all day in the UK. Really bad, to the point where everyone was getting soaked, so we had to postpone it. But yeah, Foss Park is the place to go if you're going to go on a date or a family day out or a day out with your mates, because there is this nice gaming cafe there that me and Ryan went to once, didn't we? We went to like a special gaming cafe thing there, and that was really fun as well. We had a lot of fun there. And Foss Park is probably a great place to go if you're going to visit Leicestershire as a tourist attraction. Foss Park, the go-to place. Not Leicester City. Don't go there unless you're going to watch football at the stadium.
Yeah, no, yeah. I don't even think the stadium's in the city.
Yeah, I mean it's on the outskirts, like on the very
King Power. It's called the King Power Stadium. It's on. It's not. No, actually, it's not. It's nowhere near the city. I don't think it's miles away.
No, I'm thinking of the Tigers, actually. Leicester Tigers.
Leicester Tigers is nearer the city. Leicester City Football Club is not near the city.
The King Power Stadium's not nowhere near. It's the Leicester, the Tigers, the Leicester Tigers. If you want to watch some Leicester Tiger rugby, then yeah, it's in Leicester. So go. That's the only reason you should go, or unless you've broken your face and you need to go to the A&E hospital. Yeah, I sound really bad, like slagging down a city that I live near, but it's just like, nah, it's not the greatest city.
No, the city, you got to admit, the city is not
pretty rough. Yeah, I'm pretty happy where I live. It's not. I don't live nowhere near the city. I live outside of the city in the countryside. So nice. Don't need to go into the city much, but I do. I do have to go to the city to go to college, Leicester City, and it's just pretty rubbish.
I'm so glad I won't have to.
Yeah,
mine's not. I'm not saying where mine is. Just
of course, we don't have docs rowing. It'd be funny, like a whole crowd of podcast listeners. Hey, I want to see Rowan. I want to see his face.
But you won't know what I look like. I'm just gonna keep my mouth shut.
Yeah, exactly. So yeah, Rowan's not going to college anywhere near Leicester, are you?
It's not gonna be in a city. It's gonna be on
a nice area.
It's a really nice area, to be honest. Where it
is. It's a really nice area, and there's actually quite funny enough. There's a Tesco's near your college, isn't there? You can just pop in there and grab a meal deal before you rush back to your college.
Yeah.
So there you go.
It's like a little walk away from it. Yeah, it's just
best of both worlds. Tesco and college. What more could you need?
Do you get free period? Like what free period? How much free period do you get?
Oh, it was bloody ridiculous once. We had a free period for like 5 hours, which was the entire day. I had one lesson for the entire day. So do you know what I did? I went home. College life, went home.
Lovely, yeah.
Went home, I had a lovely day in my house. Then I left later on and went to college and had one lesson, then went home again. I thought, what was the point of that? You know? Kind of silly, but it's kind of chill, to be honest. When you do college, it's once you've done your work placement, you're only in
chilled out thing,
chilled out environment.
If you're doing a college course, because if you do A levels, I think that's like sort of the same setup as school. Like,
A levels is more hard. If you're doing like a practical course, then you kind of in only like half the week anyway, like 3 days a week, like I am anyway. I'm doing like an animal course and a drama course, cinematography, and it's pretty chill. No, I don't need to go in the full week, so. pretty cool stuff. But yeah, anyway, it's been a great episode of rambling about stuff from Nintendo to Leicester being rubbish. But yeah, it's been a good episode. Please send in your questions and comments to jarlsgaming135@gmail.com because we'll read them out every week at the end of this episode. Please subscribe or follow us on whatever platform you're listening from and leave us a 5-star rating on Apple Podcasts. This will help us out greatly and get the podcast around. Our socials will be in the description, including the YouTube tutorial of how to hack your DS and the Pokemon bank tutorial. I'll include it all in the description, along with our Instagram, YouTube, Twitter, website, and Discord. But until then, it's a very big goodbye from me.
And see you later from me.